All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 5 of What the World Needs Now, Odd and Unpredictable Love Songs. Tonight we have an awesome show with a lot of fun songs from Charlie King and Colleen Kattau. So without further ado, we'll get started.
If I were a moose and you were a cow, would you love me anyhow? Would you introduce me to your folks? Would you tell your friends no moose jokes? If I were a moose and you were a cow, would you invite me to your club and risk a cruel bovine snub? Would you lead me down the receiving line and boldly boast, this moose is mine?
Would my parents watch us graze, shake their heads, it's just a phase? Or would they thank the stars above, their precious heifers found her love? Would my grandparents change their will? They'd really expected a Holstein bull. For this we toil before the plow. You bring home someone who's not even a cow. But if you think this thing will last, could you learn to moo and eat our grass? Shed your antlers in the dirt. Could I persuade you to convert?
If our anatomies did not quite fit, would you make the best of it? Would you nuzzle up so near and hum sweet cow tunes in my ear? Or would you sadly break it off when all the hillside sneered and scoffed? You know, these moose are all the same. They're lazy, they're stupid, they come from Maine. It's true, things slip a moose's mind that cows remember all the time. Bulbous nose and knobby knees, a coat that harbors ticks and fleas.
But a moose can be a handy thing when hungry wolves come visiting. In icy gust of winter storm, your fur is deep and dry and warm.
And someday, should your milk run dry, and farmer stares with baleful eye, in the dead of night I'd slip your noose and lead you home to the land of moose. If I were a moose and you were a cow.
If hunters came to do you harm, I would hide you in the barn. All the herd would come on the run and glare until they drop their guns.
Might you permit a good night kiss?
I could learn to love wet moose lips because you are a moose.
And you are a cow.
Yeah, you are a moose.
And you are a cow. Well, that's pretty much the whole show here. It's all downhill from here. That also might be the song with the happiest ending, too.
It might be. Oh, my God. Well, yeah, this is an interesting one to follow. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here, too. So this next song is by my brilliant friend and musician, the late Jolie Rickman, who some of you may know. Charlie knows her, of course, and she wrote so many good songs, and she was really a force of nature. And so apparently she wrote an initial version of this song that I'm going to do. It's called If You Were My Wife. The first version of it, it was a love song to her soon-to-be husband, but without the last two verses. And he was like, that's it, you know. That's your love song to me? And so as Charlie says, this one certainly falls in the odd category. And I highly recommend her music. It's on YouTube. And so here it goes. Yep. Jolie Rickman Presente. 25 years alone in a heart I call home. Plenty space I do roam, undivided and whole. Never care to discover some born-again lover who could save me from the damnedest life that I long to lead. How I long to find glory in the fair stranger's story, in the fall of white roses, in the ray of no sun, in the mint tea of morning, in the roar of my voice, in nobody loving me and loving no one. But if you were my wife, would I change my ways? Would I cancel the days that I planned all my life? So don't go undressing, 'cause I won't be confessing some perfect love for you that's destined and true. Got my tool in my hand and my dog in my thigh, my tongue down my throat, I got no room for you. But you got your own room, all you want is my time. I say, cost you a nickel, you give me a dime. Now my time is a woman, and she's got your nose, and she shines your blue eyes, and she wears your old coat clothes. And I told her that she wasn't what I had in mind, but a world without her is a place without time. So with you as my wife, would I change my ways? Would I cancel the days I planned all my life? 25 years alone in a heart I call home. Plenty space I do roam, undivided and whole. 25 more I'll go with you, lover, I'll grow with you. Come on, I'm gonna find me some glory with you as my wife. There we go.
That was lovely.
Thank you.
Jolie.
What a woman.
Yeah.
So funny. As you can see, he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see all these people in the chats. I'm like, hey. I won't get distracted.
No.
Uh-uh.
This is episode 5 of Odd and Unpredictable Love Songs. And one person, well, there are a number of songwriters that pop up week after week after week. And one of them is John Prine, because he writes such unusual songs. And this one is, for John Prine, oddly sweet, I think. But it fits into a pattern of unfulfilled love, or lovers left in the lurch, or something like that. Anyhow, it's called One Red Rose in the Bible. Raindrops on a tin roof, hardly a sound was left from the birthday party. kitchen light fell asleep on the bedroom floor. Me and her were talking softer all the time before I lost her. Picture sat on top of the chest of drawers. One red rose in the Bible, pressed between the holy alphabet. Hardly wouldn't believe it if you told me what I never knew, I never will forget. Rainy nights get dark real early. Her dress was soft, her hair was curly. We danced around the table to the old banjo. Rainy nights are made for lovers, lying still beneath the covers. I ain't never felt like that before. One red rose in the Bible, pressed between the holy alphabet. Probably wouldn't believe you if you told me what I never knew, I never will forget. What I never knew, I never will forget. John Prine.
So beautiful. Oh man, I mean, I just would love to have harmonized that part. I was singing. That's why I muted myself.
Yeah, we will. Colleen and I are going to do a couple of shows next month, live shows in Massachusetts and Connecticut. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be doing some harmonizing then. So here's another John Prine song. And this one has a happier ending, but it's way more weird, or odd, I should say. And starting with the title, which is Spanish Pipe Dream, whatever that means.
Who knows? I think many of you know this song too, so sing along.
Yeah, sing along. She was a level-headed dancer on the road to alcohol. And I was just a soldier on my way to Montreal. Well, she pressed her chest against me about the time the jukebox broke. Gave me a peck on the back of the neck, and these are the words she spoke.
Blow up your TV, throw away your paper, go to the country, build you a home. Plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try and find Jesus on your own.
Well, I sat there at the table and I acted real naive, for I knew that topless lady had something up her sleeve. Well, she danced around the bar room and she did the hoochie coo. She sang her song all night long, telling me what to do.
Blow up your TV, throw away your paper, go to the country, build you a home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches, try and find Jesus on your own.
Well, I was young and hungry and about to leave that place, when just as I was leaving, well, she looked me in the face. I said, you must know the answer, she said.
No, but I'll give it a try.
And to this very day we've been living our way. Here is the reason why. We blew up our TV.
Threw away our paper.
Went to the country.
Built us a home.
Had a lot of children.
Fed 'em on peaches.
They all found Jesus.
On their own.
All found Jesus.
On their own.
John Prine.
What a guy.
What you got for us?
All right. Oh, this is okay. Sometimes we had, when Charlie and I were making the set list up, he's like, here you go. Here's the songs. He has so many songs. And I'm like, and I this one I brought in, and he's like, but I love this song. It's maybe some of you know it. It's by Richard Thompson and Dave Swarbrick, and they were members of the 1960s band Fairport Convention. Any of you familiar with Fairport Convention? Well, if you're not familiar with them, I would say just get that album because it's just so great. Amazing band. Sandy Denny has this she had a beautiful, incredible, haunting voice. She was the lead singer, but they would take songs, traditional songs from the UK, and then put like kind of folk rock on them. So they're really very innovative, and I really love this one. It's Natalie Merchant does a cover of it, and it's a haunting song about how madness can destroy what we most love, but also I think there's a redemptive piece in it as well. And it's odd. It might be too predictable though. So Crazy Mind Michael. Into the fire and out upon the sea, crazy man Michael went walking. He met with a raven with eyes black as coals, and shortly they were a-talking. Your future, I will tell to you. Your future, you've often have asked me. Your true love will die by your own right hand, and crazy man Michael will cursed be. Michael, he ranted, and Michael, he raved, and beat up the four winds with his fists out. He laughed and he cried, he shouted and he swore, for his mad mind had trapped him with a kiss out. You speak with an evil, you speak with a hate, you speak for the devil that haunts me. For is she not the fairest in all the broad land? Your sorcerer's words are to taunt me. He took out his dagger of fire and of steel, and struck down the raven through the heart of the bird. Spotted long in the sky, it did spin, in the cold earth did wander and start up. Oh, where is the raven that I struck down dead, and that here did lie on the ground? Oh, I see my true love with a wound so red, where her lover's heart it did pound up. Michael, he dances, and Michael, he calls, and talks to the night and the day. they are saying in his speech, it is plain, and he longs to be far away. Oh, Michael, he whistles the simplest of tunes and asks of the wild wolves their pardon, for his true love has flown into every flower grown, and he must be keeper of the garden, and he must be keeper of the garden.
My, that was lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't.
The melody is so haunting.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to go down as maligning the song. It's a very
No, I
beautiful
know, I
song.
know.
Yeah. Actually, these episodes really place a lot of focus on the lyrics. And my question about that song was that Natalie Merchant and you sing it so beautifully that I kind of get lost in the beauty of it and kind of lose the thread of the lyrics. So
How violent it is. In some ways, I think sometimes the raven is the woman.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Madness.
we could take a vote on that. How many people here think the raven was a woman? Yeah. No, never mind. I didn't mean to do that.
You'd be surprised the interpretations you find on the web.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, an echo chamber of error.
Yep.
Well, next song is a lullaby of sorts, and a very odd one at that. It was written by Eric Bogle, who I think a lot of us know as an Australian folk singer, but he's originally from Scotland, and this song is written in more of a Scottish dialect than I'll attempt to convey. And it's, well, it's sad enough without me telling you in advance that it's sad enough. It's called Glasgow Lullaby. And I swear I heard this from the singing of Judy Collins, but I can't find any record online, anyhow, of any woman ever having sung Glasgow Lullaby. If anybody wants to enlighten me on that, I'd be grateful. Hush, wee Bobby, for your daddy's coming in, stumbling up the stairs and missing everyone, rotten with beer and stinking of gin. He's drunk again as usual, and oh my God, it's a weary, weary life. Who would be a drinking man's wife? Who with all of this trouble and this strife? Who but a silly woman? Hush, wee Babby, for he's coming in the door, drunk and big feet skiting o'er the floor. He's had a bucket, but he's thirsting for more. He doesn't know when he's beaten. Oh my God, it's a weary, weary life. Who would be a drinking man's wife? While with all of the trouble and the strife, who but a silly woman? Hush, wee Babby, listen to him sitting there with his bloodshot eyes and his tangled hair. Mouth full of big talk and eyes full of despair, and blaming me as usual. And oh my God, hush, wee Babby, for your daddy's gone to bed. In the morn he'll not remember all the things he said. but his tongue was sharp, and the wounds they bled. But then I'm used to bleeding. Oh my God, it's a weary, weary life. Who would be a drinking man's wife, while with all of the trouble and the strife, who but the silly woman? So hush, wee babby, and close your weary eyes, cuddle into mammy, and stop your tired wee cries. And in the morning, when you decide to rise, mammy'll be here waiting. Oh my God, it's a weary, weary life. Who would be a drinking man's wife, while with all of the trouble and the strife, who but a silly woman?
Some folks are in the chat are trying to figure out who interpreted that song.
Yeah.
That's an intense song.
Yeah, you think?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, this is a very interesting segue, don't you think?
I think so.
From the tragic to the ridiculous. So,
yes.
Oh, you're going to introduce a song.
I am?
Yeah, it says so right in the script.
Oh, boy. Oh, okay. You got to remind me. Oh, Love Potion number. Well, it was really, actually, it's been really fun going down the rabbit hole of love songs. Odd and unpredictable. Because, usually it's always about, writing songs of environmental songs to, the Columbus statue that they're trying to take down in my territory here, So, and so I've had so much fun when Charlie said this one, Love Potion number 9, because they're just so well crafted, these songs from the 60s and 70s, especially the 60s. So well, I don't know do you know when this one was written, actually? Love Potion?
No, I don't know. Be
right.
Easy enough to find out, but I don't know.
Right.
I'm sure we'll have 15 replies in the chat to your question.
Yeah.
But our main problem is neither one of us plays a saxophone. So we didn't get to do an instrumental break and a reprise, so we made up some new words just to make the song long enough.
We did.
I took my troubles down to Madame Ruth, that fortune teller with the gold tap tooth. She's got a pad down on 34th and Vine, selling little bottles of
Love Potion number 9.
I told her that I was a flop with chicks. I'd been that way since 1956.
I looked at his palm and I made my magic sign and told him what you need is Love Potion number 9.
She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink.
I said I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink.
It smelled like turpentine and looked like India ink.
He held his nose, he closed his eyes, he took a drink. He didn't know if it was day or night. He started kissing everything in sight.
But when I kissed a cop down on 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of
Love Potion number 9. So if you like to hit it off with somebody else and think you need a potion from some magical elf,
you better leave that little bottle on the shelf. You know that you're in trouble drinking all by yourself.
You will not know if it is day or night unless you find a way to do it right.
So find some honey bunny or some sweet valentine and share your little bottle of
Love Potion number 9.
Love potion number 9.
Love potion number 9.
That's our one harmony note of the night, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's such a crazy idea, you know. You you want to become a success in dating and finding your perfect mate, so you take this drink that makes you go around and kiss everything in sight, like that's what was missing from your formula.
a friend of mine, this is like years ago. She had this thing where she just wanted to go around kissing everybody just to try it out. It was
She must
pre-COVID.
she must have had a drop of love potion number 9.
I think so. Oh my god. Oh right. Oh yeah. So this was a late edition, but I couldn't believe I didn't think of it beforehand. But so we substituted it in. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. It's the next song, and I know that many of you know it. It's a great Cole Porter piece, and yeah, 1928 classic. And also, yeah, so sing along, please. And there's lots of versions of it, but the most well-known one, of course, is Ella Fitzgerald and also Louis Armstrong. So, I wanted to do like a little backing track, karaoke style, for this, but I couldn't really find I couldn't find one with the intro. And Cole Porter always liked to have his intros. He liked his intros.
What you really need is a bunch of puppets for this song.
I know. So, all right. Here we go. When the little bluebird, who has never said a word, starts to sing a spring, spring. When the little bluebell in the bottom of the dell starts to ring, ting, ting. When the little blue clerk in the middle of his work sings a song to the moon up above, it is nature, that's all, simply telling us to fall in love. Everybody. And that's why birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. In Spain, the best of us sets do it. Lithuanians, and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. The Dutch in old Amsterdam do it. Not to mention the Finns. Folks in Siam do it. Just think of Siamese twins, some Argentines without means do it. People say in Boston even beans do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. Romantic sponges, they say do it. Oysters down in Oyster Bay, do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. Cold Cape Cod clams against their wish, do it. Even lazy jellyfish, do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. Electric eels, I might add, do it. Though it shocks them, I know. Why ask if Cher do it? Waiter, bring me shad roe in shallow shows. English souls do it. Goldfish in the privacy of bowls, do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. I said the chimpanzees in the zoo do it. Some courageous kangaroos do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. And giraffes on the slide do it. Even hippopotami do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Now the world admits bears in the pits do it. Even Pekingeses in the Ritz do it. So let's do it, let's fall. Let's fall in love.
Cole Porter.
I know. I could keep going, but I spared you.
Oh yeah, but you didn't sing my favorite one.
Which one is the Bi Couple and Wait, the guinea pigs?
The Aga Khan just for sport does it. Kinsey with a loud report does it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. Whoa. Well, sticking to the American Songbook, this is a song that, I don't know, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this guy, Bobby Dylan. But this is one of the first songs I ever learned to play on guitar, and it has a kind of a warm spot in my reptilian brain, I think. It's an odd song. It's a really odd song, but it's a predictable song, I think. And the title is Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. I was thinking of alternate titles for it, like It's Not All Right and I Want You to Think About It a Lot. Or I'm Leaving and It's Your Fault. But I'll just sing it anyway. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know right now. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, it'll never do somehow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. That light I never know. And it ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road. Still I wish there was something you could do or say to try and make me change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway. So don't think twice, it's alright. It ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, like you've never done before. And it ain't no use calling out my name, gal, I can't hear you anymore. I'm a thinking and a wondering, walking down the road. I once loved a woman, a child I'm told. I'd give her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. So long. babe, where I'm bound, I can't tell. But goodbye is too good a word, babe. So I'll just say fare thee well. I ain't a saint, you treated me unkind. You could have done better. I don't mind. You just sort of wasted my precious time. Don't think twice, it's all right. Don't think twice, it's all right. Bobby Dylan.
Great
He hasn't
song.
sued me yet.
Oh, I love Bob Dylan. I love his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Who am I
even
to
the
criticize?
the older well, I have a colleague of mine where I teach Spanish, in the day, and he's always blasting Dylan. He knows everything about Dylan. He's bootlegs and all, so it's very interesting.
I
But
hope he's not listening.
nah, probably not. Oh man. Well, actually, this next song, I just came across recently. I just discovered this singer recently from a friend of mine, Mildred Bailey. I don't know if any of you ever heard of her, and she's really fascinating singer, really wonderful singer, actually, kind of from the early 20th century. And so the song's called "Thanks for the Memory," and it's by Ralph Ranger and Leo Rubin, and it's actually from the 1938 movie called Big Broadcast of 1938. And so a lot of people know the Bob Hope and Shirley Ross duet version, but I learned it from Mildred Bailey first. So I kind of took the lyrics and kind of blended them a little bit. The interesting thing about Bailey is that she is a Native American torch singer, which I think that was pretty unusual, for her, for that time especially. So, do you want to say anything about the song, Charlie?
I want to say something about how you sing this song, which I think is really great. And you really are channeling Mildred Bailey when you sing it, I think. The Bob Hope version, it became his signature song. He sang it many times after that movie. And it was a real wistful song about the end of an affair. And so there's a real sadness to the way it was sung, or wistfulness, I guess I should say, to the way it was sung. Mildred is just right out there.
She
so
nails
glad this happened. I'm so glad I had this experience.
Oh,
Which
it's
is a very different approach, and it comes through in the way you sing it.
It's so perfect. It's so because I think that's what the song is. It's like, yeah, thanks a lot, but you.
Thanks for the memory of rainy afternoons, swingy Harlem tunes.
Motor trips and burning lips and burning toast and prunes.
How lovely it was.
Thanks for the memory of candlelight and wine, castles on the Rhine.
Your cozy chair and parties where we sang Sweet Adeline.
How lovely it was.
Many's the time that we feasted,
and many is the time that we fasted.
Oh, well, it was swell while it lasted.
We did have fun and no harm done.
And thanks for the memory of sunburns on the shore, nights in Singapore.
You might have been a bring down, but you never were a bore. So thank you so much.
We said goodbye with a highball.
Then I got as high as a steeple.
But we were intelligent people.
No tears, no fuss, hooray for us.
Thanks for the memory of China's funny wall, transatlantic calls.
That weekend in Niagara where we never saw the falls.
How lovely it was.
Letters with sweet little secrets that couldn't be put in a day wire.
Too bad it all had to go haywire. That's life, I guess. I love your dress.
Do you?
It's pretty.
Thanks for the memory and strictly entre nous. Darling, how are you?
And how are all the little dreams that never did come true?
And thank you so much.
And thank you for holding the key.
I was thanking you for holding the key.
Know?
We kept changing the key, and then because it's really hard to do this song without the intro. Oh my God.
Yeah,
well, I mean it's not that bad, but.
Oh, you're just saying that.
And then about 10 minutes ago, Charlie's like, "Can we change it to an A instead of a B?" No, not really.
Well, I must have sung in B flat at some point in that song.
I think I did too. All right.
So what do you got for us?
Okay. This is another sing-along because I know everybody knows this song. It's the Willie Nelson classic, Crazy. Of course, made famous by also him and also Patsy Cline. And I was thinking about it. I was thinking about the song and presenting it. And there's a great documentary, if people haven't seen it, about Patsy Cline. Well, it's not a documentary. Sorry, it's a film. It's a film about them. Fictionalized film, but it's so good, and the singers are awesome. So it's a lot about her relationship with Loretta Lynn, and so it's just wonderful. It's really great.
Is it called Crazy?
I can't remember the name of it actually. No, it's not called Crazy.
No, it's named after one of her songs, I think.
Okay.
Well, we can all speculate, and it'll soon pop up.
Well, don't worry, because people will Google it and they'll let us know immediately.
There you go. Yeah.
So here goes. And we were talking about odd and unusual love songs. This song does crazy things.
Do you know what I discovered in looking around? That this became the all-time most played song in jukeboxes in the United States. In 1996, it topped the world record for the most played song on a jukebox.
Wow. Hey, speaking of jukeboxes, what were those? They were kind of they were from like the 50s, I think, or post World War, but they were jukeboxes, but they were kind of the first videos. What were they called? They were called and they made like videos with the music, and it was great. They were great. What were they called? Oh, I'll have to think of it.
They're probably all on YouTube now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. All right, here's Crazy. Sing along. Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling blue. I knew you loved me as long as you wanted, and then someday leave me for somebody new. Worry, why should I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world did I do? Crazy for thinking my love could hold you. I'm crazy for crying and crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Crazy for thinking my love could hold you.
Well done.
I started a little fast.
Sounded awful good to me.
Thank you. I slowed it down so I could get that chord that's really hard to play.
Well, you did it well.
Thank
The
you.
reason that I suggested you sing it, one, of course, knowing that you would do a great job of it, and the other that I know I could never figure out all those guitar chords myself. He really knew what he was doing, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't realize. I mean, I looked up I looked at the sheet and I'm like, what? Because I never. I mean, I didn't know it modulated at the end, and it's so cool because you go crazy for loving you, and then even though you go to the a half step up, the note fits. It's so cool. It's kind of like, and then you
Yeah.
just go to C sharp. It's really nice.
Sweet, yeah. It's
So yeah,
lovely.
he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So that weed.
I'm sure. I remember asking John McCutcheon. I said, John, how come people like I don't know, pick somebody. I can't think of anyone's name now, but I mentioned some big rock star. How come they can get huge audiences and they can play for 3 hours without stopping, and like we play for 45 minutes in a coffee house? He says, well, we just can't afford those drugs, is what he said. So, but I'm sure that's not what got Willie.
Oh, he's just tremendous. His voice is it's like butter.
Yeah. Patsy Cline. I think my favorite song of hers is "I Fall to Pieces." I love to sing that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll have to be in episode 6.
I was thinking we should do. I mean, maybe folks here would want to do it with me, like I was thinking of calling it. It's a terrible title, but a Dead Girls Show. But because so many amazing artists, they Grace likes it. Because they were. I mean, I didn't realize how young she was when she died. She was only like in her early 30s. Like she was just at really kind of starting in the peak of her career.
Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad,
Yeah. Hank Williams was 29. Had something like, I don't know, 30 number one hits by then.
Wow. Incredible.
Go figure. All right. Here's an odd song by Tom Lehrer, who is another very skilled songwriter, especially a lyricist. Very demanding when it comes to rhyme. He wrote a song called The Folk Song Army about those of us who don't really follow the rules. So here's how he would introduce this song. He said he read an obituary about a woman named Alma Mahler Gropius Verfeld. And she had in her lifetime managed to acquire as lovers practically all of the top creative men in Central Europe. And this is the first part of the 20th century. And among these lovers were 3 whom she went so far as to marry. And here are the 3. One was the leading composer of the day, Gustav Mahler. One was one of the leading architects of the day, Walter Gropius of the Bauhaus School of Design, and one of the leading writers of the day, Franz Werfel, who was the author of The Song of Bernadette, which was a very popular, best-selling novel about Saint Bernadette Soubirous, who had 17 visions of the Blessed Virgin Mary, a peasant girl from France. But that has nothing to do with this song. Well, it has something to do with it anyhow. So this is called simply Alma. The loveliest girl in Vienna was Alma, the smartest as well. Once you picked her up on your antenna, you'd never be free of her spell. Her lovers were many and varied from the day she began her beguine. There were 3 famous ones whom she married, and God knows how many between. Oh, Alma, tell us, all modern women are jealous. Which of your magical wands got you Gustav and Walter and Franz. The first one she married was Mahler, whose buddies all knew him as Gustav, and each time he saw her he'd holler, "Ach, that is the Fräulein I must have." Their marriage, however, was murder. She'd scream to the heavens above, "I'm writing das Lied von der Erde, and she only wants to make love." Oh, Alma, tell us, all modern women are jealous. You should have a statue in bronze for bagging Gustav and Walter and Franz. While married to Gus, she met Gropius, and soon she was swinging with Walter. Gus died, and her teardrops were copious. She cried all the way to the altar. But he would work late at the Bauhaus, and only came home now and then. She said, "What am I running a chow house? It's time to change partners again." Oh, Alma, tell us, all modern women are jealous because you leave nothing to chance. You've got Gustav and Walter and Franz. While married to Walt, she met Werfel, and he too was caught in her net. He married her, but he was careful, 'cause Alma was no Bernadette. And that is the story of Alma, who knew how to receive and to give. The body that reached her embalmer was one that had known how to live. Oh, Alma, tell us, how can they help being jealous? Ducks always envy the swans who get Gustav and Walter. You never did falter with Gustav and Walter and Franz. Was that odd enough for you?
Muy extraño. Muy raro. Very, very, very strange. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that song.
Well, I was thinking when I was allegedly learning it that for Tom Lehrer, the lines are unusually, the rhymes are unusually strained, but I guess that's part of the comic beauty of it.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So here we go with another one of those great segues from the ridiculous to the sublime.
Leonard.
Yeah.
I love Leonard Cohen. I'm a big fan of his, and
Yeah.
Charlie, I'm so glad you brought up this song, because I never, it was a song that I covered, but I heard it so many times. And the version that he does in the concert was it in England, the concert that?
Yeah, from Albert Hall,
Albert Hall.
live in London, I think.
So great.
Yeah.
And actually, I just have I just want to say one thing about Leonard Cohen, because a few years, in 2016, there was, because I sing a lot locally here, and there was in Central New York where I'm based, and there was a tribute show for Leonard Cohen, and it was right during the elections, and I just dove so much into the repertoire of his, and it was very gray here. November is really gray. And it was just he got me through the election. And ironically, I mean, sadly, he passed away too, during those first 2 weeks of November. So, we did the tribute show. It was great, with a whole bunch of different musicians. But You know, he just he's so like he and his last album, his I think his son kind of finished it, and he has these amazing songs on it that are so
Mm,
like right for our time.
yeah.
So Bird on a I'm sure folks know this song, so sing along.
The live from London concert, it lasts, I don't know, pretty close to 2 hours without stopping. And for the entire 2 hours, I noticed afterwards that I had been sitting on the edge of my chair, just fascinated, watching him and his ensemble perform. Really wonderful. He starts out, he walks out on the stage. Albert Hall is like full to the rafters with people cheering and shouting. And he, he's got his hat on. He takes his hat off, and he's very grateful. And he holds up his hand, stop the applause. And he said, I think he was in his late 70s when he did this concert in London. I'm pretty sure. And he said, he said the last time I was on this stage, he said was 15 years ago. And there I was, just a kid with a dream.
Oh.
I hope I can use that line sometime in front of people who never saw his concert. All right. So there's a disrespectful introduction to a lovely, a holy song. Like a bird on the wire, like a drunk in an old midnight choir, I have tried in my way to be free. Like a worm on a hook, like a knight from some old-fashioned book, I have saved all my ribbons for thee.
And if I've been unkind, I hope that you will just let it go by. And if I've been untrue, I hope you know it was never to you.
Like a baby stillborn, like a beast with his horn, I have torn everyone who reached out for me. But I swear by this song and by all that I have done wrong, I will make it all up to thee.
I saw a beggar leaning on his wooden crutch. He said to me, you must not ask for so much. And a pretty woman leaning on darkened door, she cried out to me, why not, hey, why not ask for more?
Oh, like a bird on the wire, like a drunk in an old midnight choir, I have tried in my way to be free. Leonard Cohen.
Oh my God. The melodies, it's just so great. Yeah.
Speaking of great melodies,
Oh, yeah. I'm introducing this one. Yeah. Uh, I just want to thank you, Charlie, so much because suggesting this song and a whole bunch of them. It just I always loved this song. The song came out when I was little, and I heard it, and it was one of the songs from that time that I really remember the most. And it's called Angel of the Morning. Many of you know the song, if you're of a certain age. And he it was written by I did some research on it. It's written by Chip Taylor in 1967, and he was inspired by the Rolling Stones, who had come out with the song Ruby Tuesday, and he wanted to capture the same mood. And I think maybe unconsciously, even when I was, so young, it was one of the few songs from a woman's perspective, and kind of just taking ownership of her own sexuality. And I mean, of course, I didn't analyze that at the time, but there was something that resonated with me for sure, and also, just the beautiful melody too. So, please sing along.
Yeah, big sing along.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I better put the okay. Here we go. There'll be no strings to bind your hands, not if my love can't bind your heart. And there's no need to take a stand, for it was I who chose to start. I see no need to take me home. I'm old enough to face the dawn. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Then slowly turn away from me. Maybe the sun's light will be dim, it won't matter anyhow. If morning's echoes say we've sinned, well, it was what I wanted now. And if we're victims of the night, I won't be blinded by the light. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Then slowly turn away. I won't beg you to stay. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. Just call me angel of the morning, angel. Then slowly turn away. I won't beg you to stay with me. Thank you.
Wow.
Tough
You
to
did all
figure
the
out the
torch
key.
songs, Colleen.
I know.
All right, I'm going to depart from our set list here, and I'm going to sing "Just Walk Away," Renee.
Oh, please.
Nah, I'm not ready.
Da, 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 da. We could sing this. We could do this all night.
Yeah. All right, change of pace here. This is kind of an odd choice given the theme here, but I decided I could rationalize it because it's kind of an intergenerational love song and about the impact of an elder and the creative receptivity of a child. And it's called Some Windows. When Tanika got grounded, she went straight to her room with a slap on the face just for talking that sass. Always acting like someone with something to say. Teacher says she's forever disrupting the class. It was in history that morning that the trouble began. It was a man on TV who left a voice in her mind. Called her straight out the window like God's own command. And she couldn't get back just for 12 minus 9. Sometimes a dream is just like a window that opens on blue. Some windows are just made for looking, some windows for climbing through. There's a place on the ceiling where the plaster gave way, and she stares at the hole that the rain sometimes finds. She can still hear the preaching of the man she has seen, and she walks through walls on the waters of time. And sometimes a dream is just like a window that opens on blue. Some windows were just made for looking, some windows for climbing through. So Nika rises from bed and she stands quite alone, and the words that she hears seem to cut to the bone. And she stands at the mirror, already grown, finds that a brush makes a fine microphone, and to the rapture of thousands who attend in her room, in the voice of the man she recalls from the screen, Nika measures precisely the weight of her words, and in the richest of tones says, I have a dream. And sometimes a dream is just like a window that opens on blue. Some windows are just made for looking, some windows for climbing through. Oh, some windows for climbing through. Andrew Lawrence wrote that song.
Whoa.
Andrew Lawrence has written so many wonderful
Oh
songs.
my God. That is such a beautiful song. I've never heard that song before. So beautiful. Wow. Huh. We're just
How about this segue?
yeah, we really worked on the segues. It's kind of like the weather. It's like a roller coaster, you know. First it's 60, then it's below freezing, like 18 here. Yeah, so this is a great song by Eric Schwartz. Some of you might know it. I learned it from Holly Near actually, because I got to sing with her bunch. It's actually just like 10 years ago now. Oh my God, time is flying, and
And
she,
so
this
are
was in,
we.
yeah, we are. We're flying. And this was in her repertoire. And I looked to see if the story was, was fictional or not. But I think it is fictional. But it's called Hattie and Mattie. Somebody might be familiar with it. And it's wonderful because it mentions Gertrude Stein and Alice B. Toklas, of course. And of course. Gertrude Stein was the early 20th century expat art collector, writer, and she ran a famous Paris salon, all the great intellectuals of the day. It's not fictional. Tret, thank you. Okay. Oh, wow. Good, because I couldn't find anything. Well, Tret, you'll have to say something about that later because I was looking all over the place. And I mean, I knew about the salon, but I didn't know about the, this song, Hattie and Mattie. But it's just their story life is just amazing. How these two women, Stein and Toklas, they met actually when Stein came. First day, I think Stein came to Paris, and they stayed together ever since. So it's really beautiful. And thank you for saying it's not fictional. I can't wait to know the backstory, because I couldn't really find it anywhere. Yeah, and actually Holly put on she put on a new verse, a different verse at the end. She added it. And also I think Eric Schwartz, he has another verse that he also, a live show that I did with him, it was another verse. But so here it goes, Hattie and Mattie. Hattie and Mattie live downstairs from me. Same apartment since 1943. They got embroidered pictures on the wall of quotes that no one said, and an autographed picture of Jesus Christ above their double bed. They're two old ladies that can't be denied, but their matching aprons hide a wilder side. And they will tell you about Paris over endless cups of tea. And maybe you got that clue, but at first it eluded me that they're the founding mothers of the revolution, mating with a blatant disregard for revolution. Lesbians extraordinaire, years before they cut their hair. 4 stories over, order pushing and shoving. Hattie and Mattie got some brownies in the oven, sitting and a knitting and a loving their whole life through. Yeah, Hattie and Mattie met through Gertrude Stein on summer day at a déjeuner divine. And Hattie said, "Enfant de Joconde," with a strange and sexy smile. And Mattie said, "Well, Leonardo's dead, but I know what made her smile." Now Hattie and Mattie bake for the neighborhood. They're spreading their loving any way they could, 'cause it's a delightful recipe that they got from Alice B. Yeah. Matty. Yeah, loving is their specialty. I think we all could be spreading some loving. That's why I'm like sinking this song for the oven. I'm gonna put some loving in my oven. Now Hattie and Matty put on their Sunday best. They took an Uber to the courthouse steps, and then they took their place in line. Hand in hand they made the climb. They kissed and hugged, and Matty shrugged, said it's about fucking time. 'Cause they're the founding mothers of the revolution, mating with a blatant disregard for evolution. Lesbians extraordinaire, years before they cut their hair. 4 stories over all the pushing and shoving. Hattie Matty got some brownies in the oven, sitting and a knitting and a loving their whole life through. Yeah, sitting and a knitting and a loving their whole life through. Their whole life through. Their whole life through. Hattie and Matty, I wanna be like you. Sitting and a knitting and loving the whole life through. Hattie and Matty. Oh, wait. I wish we could. Can we unmute Tret for a sec so she can tell us about the.
Can who unmute?
Can we unmute Tret? Tret for a sec.
I don't. I may be wrong. Actually, my assumption has always been that it was a true story, and I'm
wow.
looking at up myself, and now I'm not finding what I thought I knew. I'm going to look further though, and I'll get in touch.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll be in touch about that. And Holly too. Yeah, and of course, I never even asked her. I just assumed it was true because it's so great.
I always thought it was true, and yeah. So my bad, but I think it is. But
no, I hope it is.
Great story.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, Tret, you have 6 weeks to run this down. Tret is going to be, joining the
Excellent.
Odd and Unpredictable Love Song episodes. Episode 7, I think, is reserved for Tret, and that's in mid-May. So we'll be sending out information about that.
Oh my God.
A photo of them. All right. I've never been very good at keeping up with chat while performing.
Well, that one I just caught my eye because I haven't really been paying attention, but I saw it just not fictional, so
I didn't think so.
And so I think it'd be really great. And so, no, we'll go to the chat.
I listened to Eric sing it, and it didn't sound fictional to me. It sounded to me like it was talking about the neighbors upstairs.
Completely.
So I choose to believe.
There we go.
That it's true, if nothing else.
Me too.
So, started out saying how John Prine pops up in these shows pretty often. And another person, I don't think I've done a single episode that didn't have a song by Dave Gordon, and sometimes two. And unlike Hattie and Matty, this song is not really a song about people who spend their whole lives together, but rather a love affair that went strangely astray. And one of the odd things about this song is that about 4 lines into maybe a 60-line song, Dave modulates up. And then when he gets down to the bottom of the song, he's got 4 lines left, he modulates back down again. And why he does that, I guess it's only because he could. And I'm going to try to as well. The song is called That's How They Do It in Maine, and I hope this makes up for any offended feelings we had by maligning moose as coming from Maine. This is to honor the strong women of Maine. We left our shoes sitting up on the shore. They were there when the tide water came. And it rose and it fell as in centuries before. leaving nothing exactly the same. Lately I'm wishing that I could remember what I tried so hard to forget. How I gave some Downeaster a kiss on the keister and came away deep in her debt. But I lost Cinderella that Indian summer, and Lord knows I hate to complain. When I found her glass slipper, it fit Jack the Ripper. Guess that's how they do it in Maine. You can take her out walking for 7 nights running. You can sit the same side of the booth. Window shop in her eyes, in the market for lies, but she's telling the terrible truth. Soon you're taking the top off of too many bottles and taking the Lord's name in vain. You'll be waking up frowning from dreaming you're drowning. Yes, that's how they do it in Maine. I'm praying, I'm pleading. She says, don't worry like dew. It'll dry like frost, it'll fade. She owes her existence to slave state Missouri. That's the last compromise she ever made. You never will know what's been after the chickens if you wait for the rooster to tell. I got 2 shoats to slaughter and livestock to water, and still have to draw from the well. As a young man I used to get splashed in the face. Now I don't pull so hard on the chain. I just lower down gently, and oh, incidentally, that's how they do it in Maine. I go through the seasons, I go through the motions. I'm cooking from memory, baking from scratch. By this time her children have homes by the ocean. They're loading the lumber and counting the cash. Some folks'll tell you that life is a circle, moving night into day into night. But though I've been spinning, I ain't seen the beginning go spiraling clean out of sight. We go striking dead matches in rush hour traffic and learning to waltz in the rain. Oh, there ain't nothing to it, just waltz your way through it. That's how they drive you insane. That's how they do it in Maine. Who was it tossed me to waltz in the rain? Waltz in the rain, waltz in the rain. Who was it taught me to waltz in the rain? We left our shoes sitting up on the shore. They were there when the tide water came. And it rose and it fell as in centuries before, leaving nothing exactly the same. So if you followed the narrative on that song, please write to me and, and explain it to me. I've been singing it for years. I'm still trying to figure it out. I remember
Good, I
having
don't feel so bad.
good. And you had the script in front of you. Yeah, I had a discussion with Dave years ago. Dave died way too young. I think he was 32 when he died. And he left this incredible legacy of songs, operas, folk songs, ballads, jazz pieces. Wonderful musician. Must have played a dozen different instruments. And anyhow, he produced a couple of albums of mine in my salad days. And I've been fooling around with the idea of putting the word heliotrope in a song as a color and as an attraction to the sun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I'm not going to use that word, Dave, because when I sing a song, I want people to understand it. I want them to know what I'm singing the first time I sing it, because they may never hear it again. And he said, oh, that's funny. He said, I assume people are going to hear my songs many times, and I want them to hear a new thing every time they hear it.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. That's
Where do we
awesome.
go from here?
Oh, this
Oh,
we
oh
are winding
no.
down. We are
Oh
winding down.
no. Oh, well, it happens every time.
It does.
So we're down to our last song. Assuming that Grace doesn't insist we do an encore or something like that. So if it's the last song, we got to say thank you. I certainly want to thank Colleen Kattau. She's definitely not being overpaid for her work on this concert. She's not making $15 an hour, I can tell you. We've been
It is such a pleasure to be here. I'm telling you.
we've
Because
been doing
it
a
has
lot of
not been
rehearsing.
COVID has not been it's been it's been for everybody. It's been like whoa. So it's great
Yeah.
to be here and to see some familiar faces. I see so many people. So thanks for coming out.
And we want
Coming
to
in.
thank Grace McHenry, who hosts these and does the tech on them. And if you're here tonight, it's because Grace sent you your link and sold you your ticket. And so thank you, Grace. You want to pop up here to the big face, or are you going to hang in the background there? You'll come out later, right? All right.
I'll come out
So,
later.
maybe before we finish the show, though, what have you got coming up, Colleen?
Oh, well, actually, I have coming up. I'm gonna do some local songs, local stuff.
Well, there are a lot
So
of local people here. What are you
yep. So
doing?
there's gonna be a songwriters group in next week, actually in Ithaca. That'll be great. There's really some really wonderful songwriters, and I've been doing in a songwriters group for many years, and I really respect many of the people in that group. It's wonderful. Patty Whitten she's an award-winning songwriter. She's great, and she kind of heads it up. So we're going to be doing that, and then I have I'm going to be doing some outdoor shows, which is really nice.
Mm,
Yeah, and I'm very excited about that. So that'll be fun. And then in May, with you.
right,
Uh, so if you
right.
want, and if anybody wants to be on, a mailing list, because I have, I send out emails occasionally. So if I'm not on your list, and I'm trying to update it too. So, but yeah, what about you?
And I send out emails more than occasionally. So I want to thank everyone here tonight who did not delete themselves from my mailing list. And yeah, Colleen and I will be doing live performances on. I should never trust my memory. I believe it's May 20th and May 21st. And May 20th we'll be playing in New London, Connecticut. And May 21st we'll be playing in Leverett, Massachusetts at the Mount Toby Concert Series. And in New London, it's at the Unitarian Church Concert Series there with Jeff Kaufman. So, if you're in New England, please come to the live shows. And wherever you are, the next of these odd and unpredictable love songs is going to happen on the 21st of this month. April 21st is a Thursday, with Kathy Fink and Marcy Marxer. What a amazing show that's going to be. These incredible lifelong partners, singers, harmonists, and incredible instrumentalists, Grammy winners, all yours.
So good.
An
So
evening
good.
together. Oh, and yeah, there you go. Grace has put the link in the chat. Thank you so much, Grace. And then in May, I can see Tret Fury. I can see your face, Tret. And Tret and I are going to do one of these odd and unpredictable love songs. Are you looking forward to it, Tret?
You bet I am.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's so much fun. I've been loving watching these shows. I can't wait to do it with you, Charlie.
Oh,
Really.
thanks. It'll be great. Tret's written some songs for it, and we've dug up some old chestnuts and some strange songs too. A song by Shel Silverstein about waiting for his love outside of the fallout shelter.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, neither here nor there.
But Charlie, I really want to thank Charlie King, Mr. Charlie King, because just for sculpting these, and Grace too, you make a great pair, for sculpting these concerts. I think we need, I mean, I really need this because, the news is so disturbing, and it just kind of becomes overwhelming. And just to sing about love is so refreshing. And so, no matter how it goes, from Crazy Man Michael to Hattie and Maddie, it's medicine, music is medicine. The arts are medicine. Cows are medicine.
Mooses are medicine.
Moose.
When we actually get together, Colleen and I, to do these live shows, we'll get down to reality. We'll get down to the hard stuff. The end of life as we know it, things like that. We'll be singing those songs. But
yeah, I mean,
tonight,
we're going down anyway, so we might as well sing about love.
Yeah, we're thinking about a collective songwriting process of writing a song about climate change called "It's Too Late, Baby."
It's too late, baby.
Sending lyrics back and forth to one another. All right. So if we want to get back to my reptilian brain and the songs that stirred me when I was a callow youth, this is right up at the top of the list. First song I ever learned to play the harmonica on, and a song by Donovan. I am really toying with the idea of doing a Donovan tribute night. Are you up for that, Colleen?
Oh yes.
Oh
yes. I like my tributes.
In a chilly hours and minutes of uncertainty, I want to be in the warm hold of your love and mine, to feel you all around me and to take your hand along the sand. But I may as well try and catch the wind.
When sundown pales the sky, I wanna hide a while behind your smile. Everywhere I look, your eyes I find. For me to love you now would be the sweetest thing.
Diddy, 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 diddy. When rain has hung the leaves with tears, I want you near to kill my fears, to help me to leave all my blues behind. For standing in your heart is where I want to be and long to be. But I may as well try and catch the wind.
Dee-dee, dee-dee.
but I may as well try and catch the wind. Thanks, everyone. Had a wonderful time with y'all.
Encore, encore. Who else wants an encore?
That's just Grace earning her keep here.
I
I'm
bet
going to
other
gallery
folks
here. I want to see who's
want
here.
an
Look at all these
encore.
beautiful faces.
Yeah.
Whoa! I see my grandchildren. I see their lights come shining.
People are saying thank you, son. Thank you all so much. Yeah, so much. We could do one more, Charlie. Come on.
Oh, I don't know. Do we know any more?
We got that one.
All right. All right. I was just enjoying looking at all these beautiful faces.
I know it. I know. So many folks I know. Thank you so much for coming out. This is awesome. Maybe it's love. No, we didn't do that one. But I think this is a kind of a lesser known one of from Carter Cash repertoire. So we do it in A, right? Yeah.
Hey?
I think so.
Hey?
Hey.
I don't think. Do we play guitar on this?
Oh no, we don't. That's right.
All right. Well, that's probably just as well.
Yeah.
See if I can catch the note. I could catch the wind, but I can't catch the note.
I believe.
I believe. Do you all believe? Does everyone believe?
Is that right?
Yes, I think you're right. No, I think you're right.
Okay, good.
I believe my steps are growing wearier each day. Still, I've got another journey on my mind. Lures of this old world have ceased to make me want to stay. And my one regret is leaving you behind.
If it proves to be his will that I am first to go, and somehow I have a feeling it will be, when it comes your time for leaving, likewise don't feel lost, 'cause I will be the first one that you'll see. And I'll be waiting on the far side banks of Jordan. I'll be sitting drawing pictures in the sand.
And when I see you coming, I will rise up with a shout and come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand.
Through this life we've labored hard to earn our meager fare. It's brought us trembling hands and failing eyes.
So I'll just rest here on this shore and turn my head away until you come, and then we'll see paradise.
And I'll be waiting on the far side banks of Jordan. I'll be sitting drawing pictures in the sand.
And when I see you coming, I will rise up with a shout and come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand.
And come running through the shallow waters, reaching for your hand.
Nice work, Colleen.
Yeah, it was so fun. Oh, so fun.
Woo!
Okay, we can. I guess we could chat a little bit if people want to.
Yeah.